While you may be familiar with the sweeter properties of honey, what you might not know is that honey has a very long shelf life. In fact, pots of honey thousands of years old have been found in ancient Egyptian tombs, unspoiled. Perhaps not so good to eat, though. So, why does honey keep so well? In order to find the answer, we first have to understand the basic chemistry behind the making of honey. Before nectar can become honey, it must first undergo some chemical changes. Initially, worker bees collect nectar in their honey stomachs, where enzymes proceed to change the nectar's chemical composition. The enzyme invertase, produced by their salivary glands, converts the very complex sugars in the nectar into simpler sugars, equal parts glucose and fructose, called monosaccharides, meaning one sugar. Bees, being excellent chemists, then follow the honey-making procedure by giving the nectar to the house bees, who drink and regurgitate it repeatedly, adding more enzymes that break down the sugars even further. By the time the nectar has been transferred into the honeycomb, it has gone from being about 80% water to about 20%. The bees fan this nectar with their wings until the final product, honey, has a water content of only about 17%. This very low water content is key to its longevity because it makes honey inhospitable to most bacteria or microorganisms. However, through the processes of enzymes and evaporation, the bees create a supersaturated hygroscopic solution. Being a supersaturated solution, honey tends to crystallize, especially if contaminated with pollen or dust. During the crystallization process, the glucose molecules stick to each other, separating from and therefore increasing the water content of the rest of the honey, making it more susceptible to fermentation. Honey's low water content also makes it hygroscopic, meaning that, if left uncovered, it will absorb moisture from its surroundings. That's why bees cap their honey with wax, and people must properly seal honey for it to stay preserved. If for any reason the honey's moisture content goes above 25%, it will start to ferment. Besides its low water content, the other main reason why honey does not spoil is its acidity. With a pH of approximately 3.26 to 4.48, honey is too acidic for most bacteria. Several different acids contribute to its acidity, including formic acid and citric acid, but most of all, gluconic acid, which is produced by the bee's enzyme glucose oxidase, which breaks down the glucose into gluconic acid and hydrogen peroxide. This amount of hydrogen peroxide, while small, also hinders bacterial growth. Thus, as long as you keep your jar sealed tight and do not add any water, you should have delicious honey for thousands of years to come.